guys! Happy Halloween! I have a special visitor for you today. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You'll find out soon. We're going to start by taking some notes. I'm going to get out of the way because there's a lot of notes today. I'm going to read them to you first. So your title, get your notebooks ready. Date, title is Properties and Strategies. So these are properties that you should know. We're actually going to talk about 3, but my special guest is going to pick up with the 3rd one. So the first one is the, how do you say this again, special guest? Commutative property. I always say it wrong. It's all right. This is when we can change the order of the addends. Okay, these properties, sorry, let me backtrack. These properties are for addition. So we're not talking multiplication, division right now, for addition. So this property means that we can change the addends, doesn't matter, still gives us the same sum in the end. Here's an example. Could do A plus B or B plus A. Doesn't matter. So if I did 3 plus 2 equals 5, 2 plus 3 equals 5. Doesn't matter the order of the 2 and the 3, we still get 5 in the end. So that's this one. Same thing here for addition. The associative property tells me I can change the grouping, very similar to this, of the addends, and it doesn't change the sum. So I could have A plus B in parentheses grouped together, meaning I would do that first, plus C is the same as doing B plus C first, and then adding A. So watch what I do. I'm going to plug in some numbers here. If I did 3, 4, and 6, I want to do the same numbers here. Okay? So here I would add this first, and then I would add my 6. And what do we get? I'm not going to write it down because you should know. Do the same thing over here. 10 plus 3, what do I get? Not going to tell you because you should know. So take a minute, copy these down. I'm going to step away so you can copy it, and then I'll erase. And we're going to do some practice problems with both of those. So the idea today is not really to practice the property because you really should know them by now. The idea is to use the property as a strategy to solve problems. So the questions I'm going to put up here, they're going to look a little scary, but once you understand the properties, you'll be able to use those properties to help you to solve them. So our first one that you're going to copy down in your notebook, make sure you're numbering because we want nice organized notebooks. Number 1 is 30,000 plus, remember these are properties of addition, 20,000 plus 80,000, it gets scarier, plus 49,000, it's Halloween, why not be scary? 70,000. Don't freak out, I know that looks really scary, it's a lot of numbers to add. But remember our 2 properties. They said it doesn't matter how we group our numbers together or what we add first. The order is not the important part. The important part is getting to our answer. So when I look at this, let me grab my other marker. When I look at this, I can add 70 plus 30, right? And I know that's going to give me 100,000. Look at this, 80 plus 20. There's another 100,000. And then all I'm left with is this guy, 49,000. Much easier. 1, 2, 249,000. So those 2 properties tell me I can organize this however I want, whatever is easiest for me in order to get to my end result. Let's do another one. They get a little bit more scary. All right, number 2. This one has some decimals in it. So 1 in 500 thousandths plus 1 in 200 thousandths, 1 in 300 thousandths, 1 in 678 thousandths. Okay? Again, it looks a little scary, but it's not too bad because our 2 properties we just learned says it doesn't matter how you group, doesn't matter which order you add things in. So when I look at this, I have 1s here. That's not too scary. In my decimals place, that gets a little messy. But I can see that this 2 plus this 3 would give me what? 5, right? So 1 and 1 is 2.500. So I just added those together. So I kind of took them out of the mix. Well, I know that 5 and 5 is going to give me a whole number. So this 1 plus this 5 and 5 gives me a whole number. 2. 5 and 5/10 gives me 1 whole, plus this 1 gives me 2. And now all I'm left with is this guy down here. Okay? Still big, but a much easier addition question. So we're adding across zeros here. 5 and 6 is 11. We make a new whole. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Okay, much easier if I can group things together and add them first. Let's do one more, because my special guest is getting so excited. She can't wait to come over. All right, ready? This one is fractions. This one looked the scariest to me, so you have to tell me what you think. All right, we have 1/6 plus 5/11 plus 3/4 plus, oh my gosh, do I even have any room? 1/4 plus 5/6. Hopefully we can see all that. I'm going to erase it and start again because I'm afraid you won't be able to see it all. I'm going to erase this. Take 2. 1/6 plus 5/11 plus 3/4 plus 5/6. Ooh, weird. Plus 1/4. Okay? That's very frightening. Very scary right now. So let's look at this though. I have some common denominators here. Yes? Here I have 1/4 and 3/4. It's a whole. 1/4 and 3/4 equals 4/4. That's a whole. Here I have 5/6 and 1/6. It's another whole. 1 plus 1. And then all I'm left with is 5/11. 1 plus 1 equals 2 and 5/11. Plus sign. 2 and 5/11. So we had this really scary, intimidating problem, but knowing those properties that we just talked about, we can group them together differently so that we can solve it more easily. We can actually almost do this question in our head. The last property that we're going to talk about is the distributive property. We're going to teach you this by notes. You should know the distributive property, but we're going to more do some practice. No notes, I mean. So remember, pause, rewind, take your time. If you have any questions, jot them down. I'm going to have my special guest speaker come up, and we'll talk about the distributive property. Have a happy Halloween. Ta-da! It's me!
Okay, so bear with me because this is my first time doing a video, and I'm really excited. And I'm going to talk to you about the distributive property. Now, Mrs. Rodriguez had fancy definitions for the commutative property and the associative property. I do not have a fancy definition. But trust me, that won't bother you because it's too many words. So the distributive property is spelled like this. Distributive. There's a small little word in there. Distribute without the E. To distribute something means to give it, to pass it along. So this property looks probably to be one of the hardest ones, but it's really not. Alright? So, it looks like this. A, and this is for multiplication. Multiplication. A times B plus C. They're saying that this is the same as taking the A and giving it into the B, or distributing it, and taking the A and giving it into the C, or distributing it. So this would look like, I'm going to write it down here, A times B, so we distributed it in, parentheses, plus, we're putting the A in, A times C. And no equals. And we're saying that that is the same thing. That A times B plus C, same thing as A times B plus A times C. Take a moment, write that down. Now, let's look at that with numbers, because that's the hardest part. So, for example, let's see in our little notes here. We have 9 times 800 plus 200. Okay? 9 times 800 plus 200. We're going to take our 9 and we're going to give it into the 800. We're going to take it and we're going to give it into the 200. So, it will look like this. 9 times 800 plus 9 times 200. Same thing. What is 9 times 800? 9 times 8 gives you 72. We add on our 2 zeros. It's a little trick. We can talk a little bit more about that on Monday. Plus 9 times 2 is, you know that, bring down our 2 zeros. Now we have 7,200 plus 1,800, and that will give you 9,000. Correct. I know you were sitting at home saying, I know that, it's 9,000. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's 9,000. Okay? Again, my first time doing a video, a little nervous, a little shaky. I'll get better at this, promise you. But this one, again, looks kind of scary, looks a little crazy. It's not. We take it, we distribute it in. Or, if they were to give you this problem, which may very well happen, you might see something like that. Probably you'll see this more often. You have to find a way to make this easier. And so, we use the distributive property and we say, okay, what number is common? The 9. So we take the 9 and we're going to pull it out. 9. Now we're going to say 9 what? Times, in parentheses, there goes the 800, there goes the 200. And that might be even a little bit easier because what's 800 plus 200? Times 9 gives us 9,000, which is what we had down here. Okay, I'm going to give you a problem now to do. I'm only going to give you one because I know this one is a little bit trickier and we will talk about it briefly again in class. How am I doing there, Mrs. Rodriguez?
Beautiful. Loving every minute.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Here we go, my friends. I will give you two, actually. I'm going to give you one where we're going to distribute the number in, and I'm going to give you one where you have to figure out which number to take out. All right, let's do this first. Let's do 7 times 4 plus 3. Okay? Should I have them do this now, Mrs. Rodriguez, or do you think I should
You can walk. I say walk them through it.
All right, let me walk you through it, guys.
If they want to pause and try and do it first, and then they can.
Okay, good idea. Push pause. Try to do this. Distribute it in, and then unpause, and I'll be here.
Yep. You don't
unpause. Here I am. Okay, so we're going to distribute our 7 in. Let me use a different color. 7's going to go into here, and 7's going to go into here. I'm pulling them out. 7 times 4 plus 7 times 3. 7 times 4, you know that. 7 times 3, I'm sure you know that. And that gives us an answer of 49. Not so hard. Now, let me give you another one where we're going to find the number to pull out. Let's do 50 times 5 plus 60. Looks like a 66. No, Mrs. Hurst. 60 times 5. Okay, what number are we pulling out? What's the common number? 5, yes. So we're going to pull him out. Let's put him in the front. 5 times, what number comes first? 50 plus 60. Okay? It's probably easier to do this way, isn't it? 50 plus 60 is 110. 5 times 110. Let's figure that one out. If we remember how to do it this way. 110 times 5. We should all know this. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 5 is 5. And our answer is 550. What I'd like you to do is figure it out this way and see if you get the same as this answer here. Okay, I'm gonna let Mrs. Rodriguez wrap it up because I'm
You're
a little
done.
shaky right now. And I guess we're done. I'll stay here with her. And
We're done. That's it.
Oh, that's it. All right.
Miss Hurst did a great job. Good job, Miss Hurst. I feel nervous every single time. It's good.
Wow.
So we had a little discussion, and since it's Halloween, we're not going to give you any problems to do on your own. Happy Halloween. That's our treat for you. It's not a trick. It's for real. But make sure you have all the notes. Take your time. See if you can pause and go back and do them again. And come up with the same answers that we came up with. We'll review on Monday, and we'll move on from there. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.
Happy Halloween. Have fun.
See ya. Trick or treat.